passion and emotion.
Super yesterday.
Color chart is the heart of quick learning.
Fluency comes with practice.
Solo en Quick Learning, hablas o hablas.
Prepárate para llevar tu inglés al siguiente nivel, con este podcast diseñado al estilo Quick Learning. En el enlace de la página que te dejamos en la descripción, podrás acceder a contenido exclusivo creado por nuestro equipo de expertos y disfrutar de una experiencia de aprendizaje única y divertida. ¡Chécalo! No te lo puedes perder. Ahora sí, comencemos con nuestro episodio.
Hola de nuevo. Estás escuchando The Quick Learning Podcast. Hoy tenemos un episodio muy especial porque nos acompaña una de nuestras increíbles maestras, Teacher Paty. Con más de 10 años de experiencia enseñando inglés en Quick Learning, Miss Paty ha ayudado a muchísimas personas a aprender inglés de forma natural y divertida. En esta ocasión, nos va a hablar sobre una de sus herramientas favoritas para aprender inglés, las historias. Así que prepárate para descubrir cómo puedes mejorar aún más tu inglés. Te dejo con Teacher Paty.
Hey there, welcome back to the Quick Learning Podcast. I'm Paty, and if we haven't met yet, here's a little about me. I've been teaching English for over 10 years with Quick Learning, and I absolutely love it. I get to help people like you find fun and exciting ways to become fluent in English. And today, I want to share one of my favorite ways of learning, through stories. Now, you might be thinking, stories? Isn't that what we do to relax? Well, yes, but here's the trick. Stories aren't just fun, they're an incredible tool for learning. So let's dive into why stories are so powerful when it comes to building your English skills. And I'll share how we use storytelling here at Quick Learning to make sure you're learning the language in a way that sticks with you. You see, stories are actually one of the best ways to practice real-world communication because they're full of the kinds of conversations, vocabulary, and expressions that we use every day. Stories can help you become a better communicator, build your vocabulary, and improve your listening skills, all while having a great time. One of the best things about stories is that they sound a lot like real-life conversations. They have natural dialogue, tones, and expressions, all the stuff that makes English feel alive. When you're listening to a story, especially one with interesting characters and funny or touching moments, you're picking up on how English speakers actually communicate. Let's say you're following a story about someone named Jake who's lost in a new city and needs directions. Jake might say,
"Could you help me find this address?"
or,
"I'm totally lost."
These are phrases you could actually use if you were in a similar situation. And here's the fun part. By hearing Jake's story, you're learning without even realizing it, picking up expressions and tones that feel natural because they're woven into the story. At Quick Learning, we use these kinds of narrated stories in our classes so you can get comfortable with real-world English without feeling like you're memorizing or practicing. It's all about experiencing the language. Another huge benefit of stories is that they help you learn new words naturally, in context. Instead of just memorizing a list, you're learning vocabulary as you follow the storyline, which makes it so much easier to remember. Imagine listening to a quick learning story about someone preparing a fancy dish. You're going to hear words like mix, bake, or slice. And even if they're new to you, they make sense because you can picture what's happening.
Wow.
And here's something interesting. Studies show that we remember words better when they're tied to an experience or a story. Think about it. If you hear a new word in a funny or exciting story, it's going to stick with you much longer than if you just saw it on a vocabulary list. That's why we love using story-based lessons here at Quick Learning. They make learning feel natural and help those new words stay in your memory. Now, let me share a quick example from one of my own students. Let's call her Anna. Anna was a big fan of mysteries, especially detective stories, so I encouraged her to listen to those stories she liked in English. Each time Anna practiced with her favorite stories, she picked up new ways to ask questions, describe things, and even guess what might happen next. Not only did her vocabulary grow, but her confidence to communicate in English did too. Anna found herself using expressions she'd heard in those stories, like asking,
"Could you clarify that?"
or saying,
"I'm guessing."
when making a prediction. For her, stories didn't just teach new words, they also gave her confidence and new ways to express herself, which is what learning English is all about. It's not just about the words, it's about communicating meaningfully and naturally. And that's what stories really help with. I know listening can sometimes feel tricky, especially if you're still working on understanding different accents
How you doing?
or speeds. But this is where stories can be a huge help. When you follow a story, you're training yourself to listen to what's happening, stay focused, and understand meaning from the context. Even if you don't catch every word, you'll get the general idea, which is such an important skill in real conversations. At Quick Learning, we create stories designed to help you feel the flow, so you can boost your confidence and improve naturally, no matter your English level. Finally, of course, let's not forget that stories are just fun. They make learning feel less like studying and more like an adventure. Whether it's a comedy, a mystery, or a real-life story, you're diving into an experience. The more enjoyable the learning process is, the more motivated you'll be to stick with it, and the more you'll want to come back for more. Here at Quick Learning, we're all about making sure you're having a great time while you're learning. We know that the more fun you're having, the better the results. So, how can you make the most of stories to boost your English? Well, here are a few ideas. Instead of starting with big books or movies, start with short stories or podcasts like our own Quick Learning podcast, where we mix stories with useful phrases and expressions in real situations. Listen to them as much as you want. Each time, you'll pick up something new. Another tip is to re-listen and repeat. Pick a story you like and listen to it a couple of times. The first time, just focus on the plot. After that, listen for specific phrases or expressions. This is a great way to understand language patterns and make those words your own. You can also try something called shadowing. This just means you repeat after the speaker as closely as you can, matching their tone, pronunciation, and speed. Shadowing is a great way to practice fluency and feel more comfortable with English as it flows. And here's one more trick: visualize and connect. While you're listening, try to imagine yourself in the story. Picture the places, the people, the actions. When you create a mental picture, those words and expressions stick better because you're connecting them to something personal. There you have it. Stories aren't just entertaining, they're an amazing way to learn English. At Quick Learning, we believe in the power of storytelling to teach English in a way that feels natural and unique. So next time you're looking for a fun way to practice, find a story, check out a Quick Learning podcast episode, and let yourself get lost in it. You'll be building vocabulary, sharpening your listening, and learning to express yourself one story at a time. Thanks for tuning in today. Keep listening, keep practicing, and remember, every story brings you a little closer to fluency. I'm Teacher Paty. Until next time, happy storytelling.
Muchas gracias, Miss Paty, por compartir tu experiencia y mostrarnos cómo las historias pueden hacer que aprender inglés sea más divertido y efectivo. Recuerda, cada historia que escuchas es una oportunidad para mejorar tu inglés de forma natural. Sigue practicando, sigue aprendiendo y, sobre todo, sigue disfrutando el proceso. Nos escuchamos en el próximo episodio de The Quick Learning Podcast. ¡Hasta pronto!
Recuerda visitar el enlace de la descripción para encontrar material exclusivo que te servirá para continuar practicando. Aprender inglés nunca fue tan único. Si tú ya conoces nuestras clases, te estarás preguntando, ¿y el color chart? ¡Buenas noticias! En el enlace también podrás mejorar tu pronunciación haciendo uso de esta gran herramienta. Y si aún no lo conoces, te contamos. El color chart es nuestra herramienta de uso continuo favorita para lograr una excelente pronunciación, ya que en el inglés hay sonidos que no existen en español. Conócelo y hazlo parte de tu día a día. En Quick Learning siempre estamos buscando nuevas y divertidas formas para que tu experiencia hablando inglés sea la mejor. Ya lo sabes, solo en Quick Learning hablas o hablas.
Action, passion, and emotion.
Super yesterday. Color chart is the heart of quick learning.
Fluency comes with practice.
Solo en Quick Learning hablas o hablas.